When the trailer first dropped, Pokemon Z-A scared me. The combat looked wrong, the ranking system looked boring, and the city felt flat. Literally, all of the buildings were flat. But now that I've actually lived with the game for the last 3 months, my opinions have changed. And then they changed again. And then they changed again. So let's just jump in. Here's my thoughts on Pokemon Z-A 3 months later. To start off with, my hopes for this game were extremely high because I played Pokemon Violet and I actually really enjoyed Violet. I played on handheld the whole time and never experienced any of the glitchiness everyone else talked about. And on top of that, I spent 40 hours in the first week of this game releasing and finished it within a fortnight. So it's safe to say I enjoy a Pokemon game, even if it's not the best. After that, I played Arceus, and ever since I have been waiting for Pokemon Z-A. So the expectations were high, purely because of how long we had to wait for it. And you'd think that after all those years, they'd make an amazing game, right? You would think that. But when the trailer dropped, I had really mixed feelings about it. To start off with, the combat. I really love turn-based Pokemon. I really love that type of fighting, that type of combat. It's just fun that way. But this combat system to me just looked wrong in the first trailer and also while playing it at the beginning of the game. My next worry for it though was the ranking system. Z to A is 26 levels you have to go through. That's quite a lot just to what I assume is like the final gym or even a gym. It was very unclear what getting to rank A would do in this game. It just looked boring and really, really long. It felt like it was gonna have to be something that was a grind instead of milestones. Because sure, for all the other Pokemon games, you have to go gym, 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 and each of them technically is a grind, but also you feel a sense of achievement when you've beaten a gym and you've received your gym badge. Whereas for this, sure, you're going like win, 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 but it's sort of just the same every time. It doesn't feel like the next challenge and the next milestone. It just feels like the next hurdle you have to overcome to get to the next hurdle. And lastly is the windows. I mean, I know beat 'em ups has sort of gone into this, but when I first saw it, I really was disappointed by the buildings and the windows. It just looked flat and lifeless and not that cool. But all 3 of these worries were actually completely destroyed for me. To start off with, the combat is just fun. It's a bit different and it was enjoyable. I personally really liked it, and even though I'm still from time to time just button mashing and playing whatever abilities are there, being able to figure out my Mega Evolution and what moves I need to use to get that, and also make sure that those moves have a better cooldown to be able to fight easier. It's quite a lot of fun being able to use that new dynamic in combat, and it's definitely what Pokemon needed. The Z-A ranking system I ended up really liking. Just going one after the other because it was a side part from the story. It was just something else you could go through, and you would rank up once per night. You'd go battle, get your points, get your ticket, and in the morning, you'd battle this new opponent. And each opponent was new and fun, and I really enjoyed it. And I was like, yes, we're gonna get all the way through. Until we got to that one random battle. And in this battle, it told you, yeah, we're gonna rank you, I think it was from W to G. Which is like, wow, that's a massive skip. I bet this is like in video games when, you know, they give you an impossible battle and then you lose because you're meant to, and then it's like, come back later, I'm actually rank A and I'm gonna be the final boss you need to defeat. And it was just a way to introduce that character. Nope, you were meant to win that battle, and it wasn't hard. It was an incredibly easy battle, and it boosted you all the way to rank G, which is basically like in the final stretch, after doing no work. And this was all very close to the beginning of the game. I was quite excited for this system once I got to rank W. I was already enjoying it and already really enjoying going through and was excited for it, and then they took that all away. I'm not sure why they did it. I'm yet to reach rank A, so maybe it pushes you back, but it just felt really weird. You can see why I said my opinion changed for my opinion to change for my opinion to change. It happens quite a lot. And lastly, the windows, not something I really worry about anymore. I look at it and I'm like, yeah, the windows are flat, but also they're not the buildings you look at. When you go to the hotel or any building that you're actually meant to look at for more than 1 second, it's nice and detailed, and it looks nice and it looks pretty, and there's ivy growing all over it. When it's buildings that you're just running past to get to the next spot, yeah, they're flat because you don't look at them. Sure, I think they could have done better, but it's not a big worry for me. But the people that defend it and saying, oh, Game Freak just can't really do that on a handheld system. Look at Beasts of Reincarnation, Game Freak's new game. They can make good looking graphics with details. I've seen it with my own eyes. Beasts of Reincarnation is what they've been working on at the same time as Pokemon. Why don't we just bring a couple of those people over to Pokemon and make the game look nice. But yeah, the verdict is, don't really mind about the windows. Sure, the graphics can look better, but it's not a make or break for me. Pokemon isn't about the graphics, it's about the game. And a game is about its story, and so far I've really quite enjoyed the story. I quite like the characters. The little friend group we've got genuinely feels like a friend group and you're bouncing off each other and having fun. Apart from one character, but I'll get to that. The characters are a bit stereotypical, but I mean, it's fun. Except for the fact that it gives you multiple options of what you're gonna say, and it's very obvious that no matter what you picked, they were just gonna say the same thing. But it is quite a bit of fun. Except for Naveen. I hate him. He's annoying. Not only is he annoying, but he's just sad all of the time. I'm playing Pokemon to like be happy and have a fun time. I don't need one of the 3 main characters I'm interacting with to be mopey all the time. And there was no reason to make him so sad. He can be a struggling fashion designer while also just being a happy guy. And not only is he sad, he's just annoying. The whole thing with Canary, the streamer, and it's like, oh yeah, we need to make sure that we talk to that streamer and figure things out. And then he jumps up and goes, that streamer has a name. You must respect that stream. Like, come on, dude. No one cares. And then you get to the streamer and there's no reason for him to like her because she's just mean. She's like, oh yeah, my uncle can pretend to be me for my fans. I don't really care. I gotta go play video games. And there are other mechanics in the game that I like. I like being able to sneak up on trainers because in Pokemon Violet, you would just go up to a trainer and start a trainer battle. Whereas in this, you're actually doing the battle in that area. And also you can sneak up at them if it's in your fight zone, which is really fun. I wish that we had battles just in the streets. I feel like that'd be really cool. Like someone randomly just wanting to fight you in the street, even if it's not in a battle zone. But sneaking up on them is really fun. Another thing with like the boss battles and the big fights you have to do, collecting the Mega Evolution orbs, you've got to run around, collect the orbs so you can Mega Evolve your Pokemon, which only does certain moves to boost that Mega Evolution, while also dodging whatever melee attacks the Pokemon's sending at you. That's just fun, being able to do all these different things and having to organize it and having to really stay focused and make sure that you don't pass out. It's so much fun to be able to do all of that in a battle when in other games like Arceus, you were kind of just ditching little bags of salt at the Pokemon in the big boss battles. Like, I get it, but this is quite a lot more fun. Overall, I'm someone who reads every single word of dialogue in every single Pokemon game that I've played. And honestly, I'm enjoying Pokemon Z-A. But if you're just starting out, definitely don't go with this game as your first, especially with that price tag attached. And if you're looking for the best Pokemon games, go watch my video from last week because they're all on the DS. This video is perfect for people who play on a DS every day, people who have their old one in a drawer somewhere, or people who have never played one of these before. Definitely go watch that video and let me know what you think. Overall, I do like Pokemon Z-A. It's got its flaws, but so does every game. Apart from Portal. Portal is perfect. I'll see you in the next one. Have the best day ever. Peace!